I drilled a hole in my client's nail. She was surprised and asked, "Is this okay? Like, is this what it is supposed to be like?" I tried my best to hold it together, stay professional and confident, and simply said, "Don't worry, I will fix this." So let's start from the beginning. This is my client Kate. She has ordinary nails, and we're going to start with the prep by pushing back the cuticles. I used orangewood stick, but there are those types of cuticles, I call them spreading cuticles. It seems like they're not that easy to separate from the nail plate. It just feels weird and uncomfortable. When you take an orangewood stick, you try to push them back, but they're not pushing back. In this case, metallic pusher might be very helpful because it's actually much easier to do it with metallic pusher. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Then I proceed with dry manicure. I will be using flame-shaped bit with red abrasive mark, speed 16,000 rotations per minute. I'm pushing back the cuticles, cleaning the sidewalls areas on one side as well as on the other. This is my favorite method of nail prep because we're taking care of the cuticles, we're making them look cleaner, and also we are doing an actual nail prep because some areas of the nail, such as deep side grooves, are really hard to reach with a hand file. Technically, we can do that, but sometimes it's very challenging. And this drill bit, the flame-shaped diamond bit, is technically doing the same job, but because of its shape, it can reach these furthest areas. It can push back the cuticles from the top along the sidewall, which is going to help us with the prep. I noticed that many people have this opinion that this part is necessary only if you don't like the look of your cuticles, only if you have too many dry skin or hangnails. No, it actually doesn't matter. There are some people, including Kate, I would say, she doesn't have that much dry skin. I would say visible dry skin, but it doesn't mean that it's there. It is there, it's always there, and if you do not clean it properly, then you may not have a good retention. Once I'm done with one side, I switch to reverse mode and work on the opposite side, cleaning the cuticles and pushing them up. Then I'm going to file her nails short because we will be doing extensions with dual forms and we don't really need free edge there. And then I'm going to remove the surface shine. After that, I will trim the dead tissue with manicure scissors and proceed with the prep. Dehydrator, non-acid primer, and a thin layer of base coat. Cure in LED for 1 minute. Time to do extensions. We picked the shape that is usually called Russian almond, I believe. In my country, in Russia, people used to call it deep curve almond shape. And to me, it actually looks very similar to pipe shape. So technically, if you look from the top, it looks like almond, but from the side view, it's more like square. And with dual forms, it's pretty easy to do because there are dual forms for this exact shape. So first, I'm building the free edge. We picked this beautiful nude color that looks almost like natural nail. And then I apply it on her nail. And first we flash cure it for 3 to 4 seconds with a small flash cure lamp. And once it's set, I flip her hand over and fix the product underneath. So it will be smooth, so we will not have any overflows. And then I proceed doing the exact same thing with the rest of her nails. So once the nail is curing in a full-size lamp, I'm working on the opposite hand, doing the exact same thing. If you've been watching me for a while, you may notice that recently I'm doing more and more dual forms, and I have to say that I didn't like them from the beginning. I think they appeared on the market quite a long time ago, and I thought, well, this is something for people who have no idea what they're doing. But later I noticed that there are so many different kinds. There is such a huge variety of different forms, and now I actually find them very helpful and convenient. I also get this question a lot: are dual forms suitable for beginners. My opinion is that yes, they are definitely much easier to understand if you know how to deal with traditional paper forms. And if you know how to do the paper forms, then it will be much easier for you to figure it out. But there are still some certain tips and tricks you need to understand. By the way, if you would like to learn how to use dual forms, then I have a dedicated online course for dual forms. I will leave the link down below if you would like to check it out. The most satisfying part of nail extensions with dual forms is that when we take them off, we hear this satisfying click and we see a beautiful, flawless, smooth nails underneath. Now we need to do a little bit of filing and shaping, mostly along the sidewalls. If you have some overflow near the cuticle or along the sidewalls, which happens sometimes, you can fix it with a carbide drill bit. And unfortunately, I did one nail too long, even though I thought I measured the length, but you know, we all make mistakes. So it was way longer than the rest of the nails, so I had to file it shorter and ended up with nails that is thicker than the rest of them, which is super easy to fix with this shape. All you need to do is just to flip the hand over and file off this excess thickness from underneath with a carbide bit. Then we buff the nails, wash the hands. Yes, it's absolutely safe at this point. Let's apply the color, which is trending this season. I see it a lot. This is like super dark red brownish color. All colors like this usually look much better if you apply them in 2 coats, even if it's very dense. It looks so gorgeous already, right? Then we seal it with a glossy top coat, but this is not the end yet. This is actually just the beginning of the upcoming nail art. So make sure you seal it all with a glossy top coat, cure for 1 minute, and then I take a carbide bit and start drilling the hole in the center. At this point, my client was distracted by doing something in her phone, luckily. And by the time I was done with drilling the hole in this nail, she said, "Oh, is that how it's supposed to be?" And I said, yes, this is trust the process nail art. Just trust it, okay? I promise it is all going to make sense at the end. And I just knew that she likes this kind of designs. Then we are going to do basically the same on the rest of the nails, and it's up to you if you want to do it on every single nail. I actually think this design may look gorgeous if you decide to do it only on one nail too, but do not make this part exactly the same on every single nail. I think it will look much better if one is bigger, another one is way smaller, and on the pinky we decided not to do that. Then I'm going to use a gypsum golden gel. To tell you the truth, I'm not a fan of gypsum gel because I don't like the consistency, I don't like how they feel, how they work. Until this moment, I think I just didn't find the designs that I enjoy doing with them. But this is going to be an exception. So we take a small amount of this golden gypsum gel and apply it right into this void. It is so gypsumy, so uneven, which is exactly what we need, because we are going to create a pyrite look, which looks like a mineral. It is used to create a beautiful jewelry which inspired me, and it's also called fool's gold because in the past many people used to mistake this for gold. So I'm going to fill this part with this gypsum gel. Do not go outside of this area on top of the glossy top coat, but make sure you fill the entire space. Then cure for 1 minute. And it looks okay, but I think we need a bit more shine. So let's apply some thick consistency top coat and add some bronze and golden rhinestones. And then I realized that I have this accessory. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it looks very similar to this pyrite pieces. So we're going to add them in between. And then we have golden and silver bullion or caviar beads, which will be a perfect fit here because they are smaller, so they can fit in the spaces where we couldn't add any rhinestones or these accessories. At this point, I was just looking at the design and I just couldn't see anything because it was shining so bright. I'm like, do we have a gel here? Is this a rhinestone or is this another piece of crystal? But is there actually such thing as too much shine? I don't think so. At some point you will be done with all these sparkles, and we definitely do not want to lose this beauty somewhere. So let's seal it, and we're going to use a thick consistency top coat and seal it all around them. You can actually encapsulate it all with a top coat except for rhinestones, because we still want them to shine a bit more. So we outline the rhinestones, and for the rest of the accessories, simply just seal them and cure for 1 minute in LED. And this is the beautiful nail art that we have. So I think I kept my promise, right? I fixed it. It looks so great now, and it feels like we have this beautiful golden colors in this void, even though technically it's on the same level. Let me know what do you think about this design. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this design, you will definitely enjoy this transformational video too.